Today we're going to learn how to download fonts to your computer from other websites to be able to use in all of your different projects here in the program. So a few websites that we have that we recommend that you can use are 1001freefonts.com and another one called DaFont. These websites will allow you to download fonts to your computer. As you can see here on DaFont, you will see some say free for personal use. Some you would actually have to pay for. Obviously, you don't have to pay for them. And some are shareware. But, before you download them, make sure they're free. Now, I know for a fact on 1001freefonts.com, obviously, every font is free. Now, the nice thing about this, too, is it actually shows you the different categories so you could jump around real quick. So, for example, I want to do a public service announcement on cyberbullying. So I want to find a font that is going to be impactful. So I really don't want to go and use something like this and to try and get my point across, because it's really not going to help. So what you can do is, let's take a look here and see what we have. Here's another category, distorted and eroded. Now, these fonts look like something you would want to use to get an impactful point across, say against drug use or bullying. So here's a nice feature also. You can actually go in here and type and say cyber bullying, and you can actually see over here, you can go to the end and hit update and actually show you what it's going to look like. So it's a very, very nice feature to help you pick out the fonts that you're going to want to use. So for example, I really like this first font. It's free for personal use, so I'm going to download it. So you click download, and you will notice over here in the left-hand corner, here is your font. It goes directly to your download folder. So I'm going to show that in the Finder. It'll automatically bring up my download folder, and you'll see it right here. Here's the font. Now the thing is, it's actually a compressed file, so you're going to need to open it. So when it says .zip or .zip, you're going to need to open that up. So I'm going to double click, and then you'll see that font will open up. Now sometimes when you download a font, there may be multiples within a folder. So if that's the case, you'll see a folder, and then when you open it, there'll be multiple fonts of different sizes or bold. Now, anything that ends in TTF is what you want. It's called a True Type Font Extension. So I'm actually going to double click on that to be able to install it to my computer. So I double click, and then you'll see this great little program that comes with every Mac, and it's called FontBook actually. So I'm going to hit Install Font. Then you'll see FontBook open up. It's going to validate the font. Now some problems will pop up, for example, with this font you may notice, because unfortunately in today's world, sometimes they have viruses or they don't work properly. So this font you don't want to use because it's not safe. So I'm actually going to close that font. I'm not going to pick it. I'm going to start over. And let's say I want to pick this particular font right here. So I will download that. Okay. I'm going to check that out. I'm going to open it in the Finder, double click, and then actually there's a folder because there's more than one. Sometimes they come with README files with what you can and can't do with the font or how to use it properly. So I'm going to double click on this. There's the font. I'm going to install it. It's going to validate, and I'm ready to go. So don't forget, these fonts sometimes have goofy names. So make sure you remember, because when you go to look for it, you might not remember the name. So it's called They Perished, okay? So now I'm going to jump to Photoshop, and let's say I'm creating a title slide, okay, and about cyberbullying. So I'm going to select my font, and I'm going to type, pretty simple, cyberbully. Do a little exclamation point. So I'm going to select, pick the color of my font, something impactful, something easy to read, and I'm going to make this larger. Zoom in a little bit. Quick piece of information. Sometimes you may notice when you would go to look for your font after you just downloaded and double clicked on it in FontBook, you may notice when you go to search for it that it's not there. Reason for that being, whenever sometimes a new font loads, you may have to quit your program and then start it back up again, and then the font will show up. So I already went ahead and did that, but please make sure before you quit the program to save your document. Then once you've quit and reloaded, you want to highlight your font, and you want to be able to go up here. And if you remember, the name of the font was called They Perished. So there it is. I'm going to click and highlight it, and then you'll notice there's my new font. It's ready to go. I can sit there, I can change the colors, I can make it bigger, make it smaller. You can use this for anything you're working on, posters, videos. You can make new title slides for your posters, new title slides for your videos, so all types of different things. And the best part of it is when you're done these, the fonts will always stay on your computer, so you can build up a nice library of fonts for future projects. So there you go, and good luck.